Hey, everybody, and welcome to my in5 series where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Psychology Academia writes in and says, would you recommend an S950 or an SP404 Mark II right now? And in general, without knowing what like your financial situation is, your interest in maintaining stuff, or how well it needs to work, perform, or have features, super hard to give you any advice. In general, though, I would probably gravitate towards advising people to get newer gear, like either go like used on the used market on like Reverb or eBay for like the SP404 Mark II. You can tend to get them for like around 350 to 400, which is I mean, for what it does from effects, and even though the sequencer is not the best, if you're looking for something to get involved in kind of new, it's great. And it's got plenty of effects and stuff that you can do with it to like really alter, change, and tone sounds. Um, I've got an Akai S950. It's on the top right here, and I don't know, like I like it. I still enjoy using it, but it has its downsides. It needs maintenance from time to time. It doesn't sound as clean as you might like. But if you're looking for like that 12-bit sound, it certainly has it in spades. And just the way that it generates sound is different because it's got 8 voices, and each voice has its own chip that's clocked at whatever speed to pitch it up or down, which means I'd have to draw this out, but effectively it means that you've kind of got like a variable sampling frequency and variable sampling playback frequency that gives it kind of a unique tone and sound that you can't get someplace else. That said, I know a lot of people are like, oh, like the greats used this, and I really want to get this older gear to get that sound. And honestly, if you unless you're just using the S950 by itself with like a mixer behind it and like whatever you're using to sequence it, most people are not going to know that you've got an S950 if you're like just using it and then dumping that sound into a fully mixed produced set. Like, uh, yeah, it's going to have some parts or characteristics, or when you go into drops, maybe it's a little bit more obvious. But by and large, if somebody knows what they're doing for mixing and mastering, you're going to take a lot of those artifacts, and instead of highlighting them, you're going to be probably trying to like use EQ or low pass filters or high pass filters to kind of remove some of those artifacts and sounds that the S950 is going to produce. And once you kind of get into that, you're it's hard to say like, oh, it has that S950 sound. Like you're probably not going to hear it. So, um, yeah, unless there's like something very specific you're trying to use, do, or accommodate with the S950, I have a hard time saying like you should go for it because it's probably going to cost you at least $1,000 to get started, maybe 2,000 for something. Like I've got like a fully maxed out S950. I've got like extra like features for it for something like the external hard drive and stuff. Like all that stuff adds up really quickly to get all that done and put in place. Whereas you can just get the Roland SP404 Mark II and have a fully functional system. It's got like some of the lo-fi effects, so you can get that sound even if it's not exactly the same. It's at least in the ballpark, and will get you some of that like grit, tone, and texture that you might be looking for out of the S950. Now that said, if you're a collector and just looking to get something cool, the Akai S950 certainly is a fun little thing. I really personally like a lot of the way the Akai samplers work. So, it's hard for me to like, I don't want you to think like I'm saying like, don't get it. Like, uh, if you like that sound and you think it's a good workflow, like I find it to be a pretty fast workflow on the S950. It's just that a lot of the offline processing is pretty slow for doing like the time stretching and things. Like you push the button and walk away for a while. Personally, at this point in like where I'm at, if I'm booting that up to work with, or I'm using like an SP202 or 303, I'm usually not spending. I'm looking to get like a certain tone out of the sound, but I will very quickly just sample it back into like the Akai MPC Live or something else that has a lot more modern features and functionality to work with. So, um, I, I don't know. Again, I don't know what your circumstances are. I don't know if you have $1,000 or $2,000 to spend. I don't know if you have the ability to go solder stuff. Like for me, I don't mind I'll buy stuff off of Reverb or eBay that's broken just to go play around with it, fix it, and maybe sell it or see what I can kind of do with it. But that's not for everybody. And if you're not really into the maintenance, doing the maintenance yourself or learning how to do it, you're going to be paying somebody to do it, and they're going to be pretty expensive to get like somebody that can rebuild a power supply, even just recapping it can be, a few $100 to have somebody go remove all the capacitors, put in brand new ones. If the device fails, you're going to have no idea potentially what is wrong with it. Any of the forums and websites that would exist for this older gear are slowly fading away. Sometimes you can find the information on the Internet Archive. Other times it's a garbled mess because websites that and forums that used to have this information just don't exist anymore, or they've been like slowly like kind of left to rot. So you might find like a blurb that says, hey, this is the part where it's broken, and it links to a picture that doesn't go anywhere, and that can be a real bummer. So yeah, personally, if you're just looking to make some music, I would say go check out the SP404 mk2. It's a great little device. Besides that, the Akai MPC-1 or 1 Plus are also great devices to go play with, and you can do an awful lot with it. If you have like a sequencer already and you're looking to just play something specifically for the S950 because you're really looking for a specific sound or effect, like some like 90s jungle or something, then yeah, you probably do want the S950. But um, beyond that, it's kind of hard for me to say go get it because you're going to end up potentially either spending a lot of time trying to just figure it out and get it to work, or potentially frustrated that it doesn't actually do some of the things that you'd like it to do. So anyway, hope that helps. Thanks for the question. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.